Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Air Tycoon Online 2-Star Channel. This is episode 3, and today we're going to be doing kind of just like episode 2, where we just make routes. Um, yeah, so basically what I did last episode was I made routes with 747s. This time I'm just going to be making routes with a mix of 747s and a mix of Aleutian 62Ms, which I have bought. Basically, you can only have a certain percentage of your routes being, or a certain percentage of your planes being leased, and I think it's 30%. So you have to buy a lot of you have to buy a lot of airplanes which are not leased in order to, keep being able to use leased aircraft. Interesting enough, in Air Tycoon Online 1, I believe the number of leases you can have is 50%, whereas in this game is 30%. So that would have the very interesting side effect where in Air Tycoon Online 1, if you were to lease 10 aircraft, for example, then you would have 10 more aircraft, which would allow you to lease 5 more aircraft. And then from that 5 more aircraft, you'd be able to lease another 2 more or 3 more aircraft, depending on the rounding. And it was just pretty funny because it kind of felt like an infinite cycle of being able to lease more and more aircraft, which was really, really funny. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna be making more routes, but I also don't want all the Illusion 62M routes I'm making to compete with my not my Airbus, my what's it called, the big aircraft, big airplane, 747s. So I really don't want my 747 routes to be competing with my Illusion 62M routes. So I'm gonna try and make my Illusion 62M routes primarily on slightly smaller destinations, which I can find. Now, for example, this Amsterdam route I might want to make on a 747 route, but it's just on the borderline of how big my route I would like to have in order to, justify using I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, I want to say I don't want to use Illusion 62Ms on routes that are too big because I know that plane will fill up anyways. Now, as you can see, I am starting to have a little bit of trouble finding routes available. Like, for example, Sanya to Frankfurt would definitely fill on a 747, but the problem is not Frankfurt to Sanya, it's Frankfurt to somewhere in the United States. I don't have a single destination in the United States which is sufficiently large to justify having a 747. Now, I also could go the other way. Like, I could go from Sanya to Sydney if that's not already taken, but I don't have slots in Sydney, so that would not work. And I can just use the Sydney route to fly to another city in Asia, basically, or in Europe, so I could do Sanya to Rome, for example, when there's finally slots available in Rome. Ooh, I just misclicked. Um, yeah, I'm really annoyed that there's no slots in Rome. I believe Rome is the second biggest city in Europe. Let's see how it is in this world. Oh, no, Paris is the second biggest, but that means Rome is the third biggest. So it's pretty unlucky that I'm not able to make any routes to Rome right now, but that's okay. Like, that would be a great route, but unfortunately, I don't have slots there. So I'll just be looking at Portland then. Um, yeah. hmm So, also, oh, I should show you guys my financial report. If you remember last episode, I left off losing money, which was pretty unlucky, I guess. Um, but yeah, it's definitely turned to profit now that the 747s have filled. When such a large portion of your planes are 747s, when you first make the routes, they are definitely not doing as well as they possibly can be. So you often start off with a very alarmingly negative profit, I guess, or alarmingly low, and then that later turns positive, and then it becomes one of the most efficient planes on the market. So when you're making 747 routes, yes, just be aware that when you first make the routes, they're often really, really struggling. But anyways, what other kind of routes can I make? I guess I could go like Hong Kong, but like these Hong Kong to decent cities in Europe routes like this, I really want to be using 747s. But oh, New York? Yes, New York. All right, sweet. All right, so this is a good 747 route. Yeah, most of my slot requests are still on. Can't get any more slots in Bucharest, but Most of my slot requests are basically still in cities which are set up for my 747 routes. Like, for example, I would want to be using route cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, um, smaller cities in Europe, but are still kind of big, like Madrid and Barcelona in Europe, to connect to the small cities for my Illusion 62Ms. Like, for example, I might want to fly from Buffalo to. Well, I could do Buffalo to London. Um, but then I would have nowhere to land in Asia. I don't think. Oh wait, Molten was available yesterday, and I failed to get a slot request there. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, like this would be a pretty nice route. Obviously, I have not a single city to land in. Uh, like I should. Wow, somebody's even done that. That is fucking thorough. Yeah, I'm always amazed at how many of the routes which I usually have are already taken. Like I still see there's very, very many options as you can see, but I'm just surprised about um, how many of these routes are actually being taken now. Do I have any slot requests anywhere useful? I could do another route to Ankara. Um, yeah, why not? I can do Seoul to Ankara. Let's see if there's anywhere to land. Ugh, it's gonna be too far. Alright, so unfortunately there's nowhere to land in Ankara. Yeah, I could do Boston. Boston's pretty big. Oh wait, what? What did I see? Which route is this? Ankara to Boston is taken? Oh wow, thanks graphic for being very clear. Um okay, as Ankara to Boston is taken, I might go Ankara to Philadelphia. Dallas is too far. Denver would be too far. Yep. Like I might go to Philadelphia. I'm wasting the Seoul half of the route, but unfortunately, as there's nowhere else I could possibly land, I must go this way. So I'm just gonna use an Illusion 62M, which is kind of a waste of the Seoul to Ankara part of half of the route because that would easily fill the 747. Um, but that's okay because if the other half of the route is doing half as good, then of course you're not going to be enjoying the full effects of the 747 anyways. I haven't tapped into Tokyo yet, but I see there's good routes available, like Birmingham. Yep, like that's a great route. So I should definitely do some slot quests over there. Let's see if there's anywhere else I have, which works. So I see Bern. Bern's not great. Hamburg, Prague, Budapest. They're all not enough slot requests there. Oslo taken. I could do Kiev. Of course, I could do Ankara, but that's already taken as well. So I guess I'm gonna wait and just try and get some of the slot requests through. Like I still have so many to do: Geneva, Birmingham, Glasgow, all these cities. Um, I could use slot requests in. I could get some more smaller cities in Asia. As you can see, I'm doing Wuhan and Shenyang this turn. But yeah, oh yeah, did I already show this net profit report? But as you can see, I'm making 150K now, which is not bad. Ideally, in the first like 4 or 5 years of your gameplay, your total expense should be your net profit. But as you can see, that's off by like almost only half of my net expense. But I suspect if we wait till next turn, which is 1970.8, that's one of the best turns for passengers. On that turn, I should probably hit my mark. Essentially, I think by that turn I will have blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I will. Oh yeah, I will have reached that fucking goal basically. Um. Anyways, what am I doing? I don't know. I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I could do Gothenburg to Hong Kong. Like, as you could tell, that's probably not a route I'd want to put a 747 on, at least the Charlotte to Gothenburg route. The Hong Kong part, maybe. Charlotte is really big in this world. I'm kind of not used to playing in a world where the World Traveler Index is so generous. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, basically. Like, with this World Traveler Index. Like, if it keeps going up, then I don't know what my standard for route will be. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I don't want to go on too long, so yeah, I'll see you guys next time.